Everyone has a story, and while mine may not necessarily be better than others, each story is valuable to the person who lives it. Joyce Meyer's teachings and life story have inspired millions, but critics often question whether her lifestyle aligns with the Christian values she preaches. Do these criticisms hold any merit? Has her way of life strayed from what we might expect of a model Christian? Just moments ago, a shocking piece of news about Joyce Meyer was revealed. What is this troubling development, and what could its implications be? In this video, we'll dive into the details of the story. But before we do, let's take a closer look at Joyce Meyer's background, her journey, and the latest updates on her life. Born in South St. Louis in 1943, Pauline Joyce Hutcherson, later known as Joyce Meyer, faced challenges from the very beginning. Shortly after her birth, her father enlisted in the Army during World War II. When he returned, Joyce revealed that he began abusing her, a traumatic experience she has spoken about openly in her ministry. Joyce's childhood was marked by fear and shame. Her mother, a victim of physical abuse herself, knew about the situation but failed to intervene. As the years passed, her father's drinking escalated, her mother's mental health deteriorated, and the abuse worsened. Yet, Joyce found solace in her faith, becoming a born-again Christian at the age of 9. She credits her survival to divine intervention. After graduating from O'Fallon Technical High School in St. Louis, Joyce left home at 18 to marry her first husband. Their troubled marriage lasted only 5 years, during which Joyce alleges he was unfaithful and persuaded her to embezzle checks to fund a trip to California. Though she repaid the money years later, this chapter of her life was marked by pain. By 1966, following a miscarriage and the birth of her first son, Joyce divorced and returned to her parents' home with little financial support. After her divorce, Joyce spent time at local bars, where she met Dave Meyer, an industrial draftsman. Their marriage on January 7, 1967, marked a turning point. Joyce admits she was bitter and verbally abusive during their early years together, but these challenges spurred her spiritual growth. The couple went on to have 3 more children. In 1976, Joyce had a profound spiritual experience while driving. During a fervent prayer session on her way to work, she felt what she describes as a divine calling. Though she had already embraced Christianity at 9, this moment deepened her faith. She recalls feeling overwhelmed by love and peace after leaving a hair appointment that day. Joyce began teaching the Bible and became an associate pastor at a Lutheran church in St. Louis. Her reputation as a compelling preacher grew, leading her to host a 15-minute daily radio program and a local Bible study group. In 1985, she left her role at the church to start her own ministry, Life in the Word. By 1993, Dave suggested she expand into television. This led to the creation of Enjoying Everyday Life, a program now broadcast on over 900 television channels and radio stations in 40 languages, reaching an audience of 4 billion people worldwide. Today, her ministry employs nearly 1,000 staff members globally, with headquarters in Missouri and 12 satellite offices around the world. In 2000, Joyce and Dave co-founded the St. Louis Dream Center, dedicated to helping underprivileged communities through practical outreach initiatives. Their humanitarian branch, Hand of Hope, provides food, medical assistance, and disaster relief worldwide. While Joyce Meyer Ministries addresses topics like thoughts, emotions, and attitudes, her extravagant lifestyle has drawn criticism. She owns multiple homes, travels by private jet, and has faced questions about her alignment with modest Christian living. Joyce, however, defends her success, stating, "We don't need to apologize for being blessed." In November 2003, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch published an investigative series highlighting her lavish lifestyle: a $10 million private jet, a $17,000 silver Mercedes for her husband, a $2 million home, and additional properties worth $2 million for her children. Her $20 million ministry headquarters includes luxury furnishings, artwork, and equipment valued at over $5 million, such as a $30,000 malachite table, a $20,000 marble antique commode, a $114,000 custom library, a $7,000 Dresden porcelain sculpture, a $5,000 silver eagle sculpture, paintings ranging from $11,000 to $44,000 each. These expenses, funded by the ministry, led the Christian watchdog group Wall Watchers to call on the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, to investigate Meyer and her family. In 2004, a Christian television station in St. Louis, KNLH, operated by Reverend Larry Rice, stopped broadcasting Meyer's programs. Rice, a former supporter, cited her extravagant lifestyle and teachings often considered excessive compared to Scripture as reasons for the decision. In 2004, in response to criticism of her lifestyle, Meyer announced her decision to reduce her annual salary, which was $900,000 at the time, while her husband earned $450,000. She opted to retain a larger share of royalties from external sales of her books, particularly through retailers like Walmart, Amazon, and bookstores. However, she continued to channel revenue from books sold at her conferences, through her catalogs, her website, and her television program back to her ministry. This restructuring likely resulted in a significant increase in her personal income while reducing that of Joyce Meyer Ministries, JMM. In 2008, JMM received a grade of C, scoring between 71 and 80, for financial transparency from Ministry Watch. Joyce Meyer Ministries was among 6 organizations examined during a Senate investigation led by Senator Chuck Grassley into the tax-exempt status of religious groups. The inquiry sought to determine if Meyer personally benefited from donations made to her ministry. Expenses under scrutiny included cosmetic surgeries, foreign bank accounts, and the infamous $23,000 dresser. Meyer responded to the investigation by explaining that the item in question was a chest of drawers, part of a $262,000 purchase to furnish the 150,000 square foot headquarters acquired in 2001. She stated that the price attributed to the piece was an error made by the vendor and expressed regret for not paying closer attention to the assigned values. In a newsletter sent to her subscribers on November 9, 2007, Joyce Meyer Ministries referenced its annual financial reports, stating that in 2006, 82% of its total expenditures were allocated to outreach services and programs aimed at spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ, as confirmed by the independent accounting firm Stanfield and Odell LLP. Joyce Meyer Ministries was one of the 2 organizations that complied with the Senate's request for financial documents and committed to ensuring future financial transparency. Neither party was found guilty of any wrongdoing. In 2009, Joyce Meyer Ministries earned accreditation from the Evangelical Council for Financial Accountability, ECFA. In a statement released on March 12, 2009, the ECFA announced that Joyce Meyer Ministries and Oral Roberts University had met the standards for responsible management, including financial accountability, transparency, governance, and fundraising practices. What other scandals have affected Joyce Meyer Ministries? Let's continue to learn more. On May 5, 2009, Christopher Coleman, the head of security for Joyce Meyer Ministries, was arrested on suspicion of murder after the bodies of his wife, Sherry Coleman, and their 2 sons were found in their home, all apparently victims of strangulation. On May 10, 2011, following a lengthy trial, Coleman was found guilty of 3 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms without parole. Prosecutor Chris Rice stated that the murders were part of a premeditated plan to leave his wife for another woman with whom he was having an affair. Rice also drew a parallel to King David's motives for orchestrating the death of Bathsheba's husband to avoid tarnishing his reputation in Israel's theocratic society. This case also recalls a Brazilian incident involving FL delis, where murder was reportedly considered to avoid divorce and protect personal reputation within evangelical circles. Joyce Meyer provided a recorded testimony during Coleman's trial. The case was featured in a Forensic Files 2 episode aired on March 6, 2022, titled Words Matter. Sherry Coleman's mother and brother filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the ministry, claiming the organization failed to take adequate measures to protect the family. The ministry, aware of death threats directed at the family, had contacted law enforcement. In their defense, Joyce Meyer Ministries attorneys argued that it was impossible to predict Coleman's murderous intentions, especially since the police were also unaware. The lawsuit was dismissed by Judge Richard Ager in 2013. This would not be the last time Joyce Meyer faced criticism. In 2023, she revealed she had gotten her first 2 tattoos at the age of 79 to honor God, asserting that her decision was supported by Scripture. While some Christians consider tattoos a sin, Meyer, president of Joyce Meyer Ministries in Fenton, Missouri, shared in a video posted on her YouTube channel in October that she drew inspiration from Isaiah 49 verse 16. This verse assured her it was acceptable for her, as a Christian, to get tattoos. In a sermon, she explained that some believe tattoos are permissible, while others think they condemn a person to hell. She added that everyone is entitled to their opinion, but not to judge others. Meyer recounted at a women's event last fall, citing Isaiah 49 verse 16. After reading this verse about tattoos on the hands saying, "I belong to the Lord," I thought, "I'm going to get that tattooed." Her remarks were met with cheers from the crowd. She also shared that 5 years ago, during a meeting in Australia, a troubled tattoo artist heard her remarks. This man, dealing with bipolar disorder and convinced by an overzealous Christian group that he was doomed to hell because of his profession, decided to resume his craft after hearing Meyer express her desire to get a tattoo affirming her faith in the Lord. Last fall, Meyer discovered that she and this tattoo artist had a mutual acquaintance in Dallas, Texas. They arranged a meeting, and she and her husband, Dave, decided to get tattoos from him. Meyer had a small cross tattooed on her back with the words, "I belong to Jesus," as well as the word love on her foot to remind her to walk in love. Dave, at 82, also got a tattoo. The artist noted they were his oldest clients. Meyer also requested her detractors not send her letters expressing disapproval, stating she had prayed about the decision and felt at peace with her conscience. She concluded that this decision was solely about her relationship with God. It is a matter of the heart when she stands before God on Judgment Day. God will not ask for anyone's opinion about her to determine her fate. While Meyer cites the book of Isaiah to justify her decision to get tattoos, other Christians point to Leviticus 19 verse 28, which states, "You shall not make any cuts on your body for the dead or tattoo yourselves. I am the Lord." However, the Christian apologetic site Got Questions notes that while tattoos were forbidden in the Old Testament, likely due to their association with pagan practices, the New Testament does not address this issue. Earlier this year, the Christian Post reported that Joyce Meyer, alongside renowned neurosurgeon and former Secretary of Housing and Urban Development Dr. Ben Carson, withdrew from the speaker lineup for Gateway Church's summer series. This decision followed allegations of sexual abuse of minors against the church's founder, Robert Morris. Joyce Meyer, who has always been open about the sexual abuse she endured as a child at the hands of her father, was a regular speaker at Gateway Church. She last addressed the congregation in May and was scheduled to return in July 2021 as part of the summer series. However, a source close to Joyce Meyer Ministries, speaking on the condition of anonymity, informed the Christian Post that the evangelist had decided to end her teaching engagements at Gateway Church in light of the allegations against Morris. In 2016, Meyer revealed that her father had sexually abused her at least 200 times during her childhood, continuing until she was 18 years old. She attributed this traumatic experience to the devil's deception, which made her believe she was to blame. The 81-year-old evangelist confessed that overcoming the internal guilt stemming from the abuse was the most challenging phase of her journey toward healing, a struggle that marked much of her life. Dr. Ben Carson and Joyce Meyer were among the many prominent speakers slated for Gateway Church's summer series. Other speakers included the controversial megachurch pastor Tony Evans. Despite these events, Joyce Meyer remains resolute in fulfilling her mission. Her program, Enjoying Everyday Life, continues to thrive, and she spares no effort in spreading her message worldwide. At the same time, she pursues numerous philanthropic initiatives. Projects like Project GRL, feeding programs, medical and dental aid, and crisis relief efforts are all conducted through her organization, Hand of Hope Outreach. Joyce Meyer's story demonstrates that resilience and determination are essential for fulfilling one's destiny. What do you think of Joyce Meyer's actions and the challenges she has faced? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss anything. Click on the next video on the screen to discover more captivating stories about your favorite celebrities. See you soon.